At first, it was a love story told through music and light. But now, it's changing into a painful silence. Jessica Sanchez used to have a voice that could move millions of people, but now she has been given a terrible fate. Ricky, her husband, is getting ready for a goodbye that no one saw coming. Where did the couple who had everything go? You will not believe what the truth is about her condition. How Jessica and Ricky met and got married. It all started in 1997, when fate and music met in a quiet way. Jessica Sanchez was putting on a small show at a church. She was already famous for her amazing voice, which stunned people on American Idol. The sound of her voice moved the crowd, but one person would remember that night for more than just the show. Ricky Gallardo worked at the same place as the other person as a lighting worker. He wasn't meant to stay for long, but a friend pushed him and said, "You need to come back. This girl can handle it. Sing." Everything changed after that one line. Ricky came back to see Jessica play again. From behind the lights, he saw her take charge of the stage with pure feeling. His full attention was drawn to something about her voice, her ease, and her presence. He thought about her all the time after the show. After a few days, he found her Instagram account and sent her a small video clip from that night. It showed Jessica singing in front of the lights without knowing that he was there. He wrote a strong message with the video, "I'm going to marry you one day." Jessica is used to getting a lot of random messages, so she would normally just skip that one. But this one felt different. It wasn't fake praise, it was real. She laughed at first, but the love in his words wouldn't leave her. She answered because she was interested. That one moment led to a bond that neither of them had planned. Soon, they started talking every day. They had easy, funny, and faith-based talks with each other. After just a few weeks, they were spending every day together, talking about life, food, and music. Their friends noticed how well they got along. Ricky's quiet, humble nature complemented Jessica's creative, driven energy. It didn't feel rushed as their bond grew quickly. It seemed right. Their friendship had grown into something strong and stable by the time they started dating. Jessica once said in an interview that Ricky's quiet support helped her stay strong. Ricky brought peace and understanding, even though success could be loud and unpredictable. He wasn't a part of the crazy showbiz world. He was her safe place in it. When Jessica and Ricky got married in 2021, they had been together for 4 years. There was no big news or event with lots of famous people. They decided to have a small ceremony with only close family and friends and no one else. They didn't want to wait any longer because their preacher was free right away. Jessica later said that the day was even more beautiful because it was so simple. There were no reporters or photographers there, just two people making a promise to be together forever in a moment that was truly theirs. That day was the start of something new for both of them. They had not only found love, but also a relationship based on faith, respect, and goals they both had. They had no idea that their relationship would soon be tested by more than just fame and distance. There would be problems in life that neither the attention nor the cheers could make go away. But first, let us talk about how they became famous. From shining lights to stage, Jessica Sanchez's story began a long time before she became famous. From the time she could talk, it was clear that she loved music, and her strong voice quickly became what made her unique. She was on the very first season of America's Got Talent when she was only 10 years old. Even though she didn't win, that early experience showed her what the future might hold. It was the first time she saw the lights, heard the cheers, and felt the promise of something bigger. After a few years, Jessica's life changed forever when she tried out for Season 11 of American Idol in 2012. The judges and people all over the world were amazed by her acts. Week after week, her heartfelt performances showed that she wasn't like other teens. In the end, she came in second place, but she had already made her mark. She was one of the most famous contestants in the show's history because of her voice, which was often compared to that of Whitney Houston. She became famous very quickly, but Jessica would say that it was both a blessing and a test. Jessica chose to take a break from the music business after a few years. The lighting was bright, but it also needed careful attention all the time. She wanted time to find herself and her mission again, without the pressure of fame. She said in interviews that she needed to get back in touch with her roots, her faith, and her love of clean music. She needed that time to think about things in order to grow as an artist and as a person. She brought hope to the stage when she came back. Jessica started putting out new music and playing live again, and she slowly found her groove. In 1995, she made a big comeback when she joined season 20 of America's Got Talent, 19 years after her first showing as a child. That moment brought her back full circle and showed how strong she was as well as how much she loved acting. Throughout her trip, Ricky Gallardo was by her side the whole time. Ricky liked working quietly behind the scenes as a lighting worker while Jessica was in charge of the stage. He didn't want to be famous or be known. He was always thinking about how to make Jessica feel better. She often called him her biggest rock because he was there for her emotionally, spiritually, and practically when she needed it the most. Ricky became an important part of her success story, whether it was planning her trip, helping her get ready for shows, or just listening and giving her words of comfort. But a job of this kind never comes without. Fame has a cost, and it can put even the best relationships to the test. Take a look at the problems and scandals that were about to happen, both in public and behind closed doors, that could soon shake their love to its core. Life's problems and feuds. Being in the public eye doesn't always make things easier. Jessica Sanchez became famous at a young age, and with it came demands that no child should have to carry. Every move she made as a child was watched, talked about, and sometimes judged by a lot of people. As soon as she started making songs, there was a lot of praise and people telling her what she should be. Jessica has been honest in talks about how her early fame made her question who she really was. Sometimes she felt like parts of who she was were tied to what other people want me to be. And it took her years to separate who she really was from what other people thought she should be like. The stress grew as her job did. Jessica had to figure out how to split her personal and work life, which is hard for even experienced artists. There wasn't much time for rest because she had to act, travel, and be in the public eye all the time. Behind the confident smiles and stunning performances, Jessica was going through a lot of tough times. She had to deal with a world that tried to define her by her numbers, views, and looks. The battle wasn't just at work, it was also very close to home. She thought about what kind of artist she wanted to be and what kind of person she was becoming. Taking a break from her fame for a while helped her get in touch with her faith, values, and mission. She was willing to go at her own pace to make sure her work was honest and had value. In the middle of everything, Ricky was always by her side. He told her it was okay to rest when she needed to and that fame did not define her worth. They stood together through both praise and abuse, holding on to each other the whole time. But does the stress hurt more deeply than anyone can see? What is the truth behind Jessica's performances, with all the bright lights and unwavering smiles? What's really going on behind the scenes as she leads a life as well as songs? A new song growing inside Jessica Sanchez's life changed in the most beautiful and unsure way when she found out she was pregnant. It happened soon after she chose to try out for season 20 of America's Got Talent. She chose to keep the news to herself at first, telling only close family and her husband, Ricky Gallardo. She didn't want to tell anyone about this until she knew what it meant for her life and work. When she finally told everyone on social media that she was pregnant months later and her emotional return to AGT, they were shocked, loved, and admired her. Fans praised her bravery and called her return a story of courage and grace. Not many people can perform while they are pregnant, and Jessica quickly learned how hard it would be. Her time on the show went down as her pregnancy did. She tried out, competed, and kept acting even though she was 9 months pregnant. On stage, people could see her belly getting bigger, but what really stood out was her strong will. In interviews, she said that being pregnant had made it harder for her to act. She had less energy, her breathing felt different, and her voice sometimes sounded heavier than it did before. Still, every time she sang, she put all of her feelings into the music, turning her problems into works of pure art. It wasn't just ability that helped her along the way, it was also hard work and love. She showed her thanks for life and the baby she was going to have through her songs. During this time, Jessica's posts on social media were full of love, hope, and thanks. She often thanks her fans for being there for her and talked about how amazing it was to be pregnant and do what she loved. But behind the happiness were times when they felt very weak. Some nights I was too tired to sleep, I was afraid of what the future held, and it was too hard to balance being a mom and competing in public. She never tried to hide how hard it was. She even said there were times when she wasn't sure she could handle it all. Her husband, Ricky Gallardo, was always there for her and gave her strength. He stood behind them and cheered her on while she stood under the bright lights. He wrote sweet words to her on social media sites and called her the strongest woman I've ever known. He wrote in one post, "Watching you carry our child while I was amazed by how you chased your dream." Those words meant more to Jessica than any praise. No matter how hard the trip got, Ricky's calm presence helped her remember that she was never alone. Then there was the event that would end this story for good. Judge Sofia Vergara hit the golden buzzer during one of her live shows. As people cheered, gold confetti fell from the sky. It wasn't just a triumph of skill, it was also a victory of love, faith, and endurance. Jessica smiled and held her stomach while standing on stage with tears in her eyes. She had shown that being a mother and having goals could go together very well. But there can be fear where there is joy. A lot of the time, rumors start when someone is most open to them. Let's get to the bottom of Jessica Sanchez's health problem. As her pregnancy came to an end, rumors started to spread on social media. Some fans thought she looked more tired when she performed on America's Got Talent. Some people noticed small changes in her voice or signs that she was uncomfortable. Some people started to wonder if she was having health problems or if there was something going on behind the scenes. Early on, these observations turned into stories. Some people online thought that her husband, Ricky Gallardo, might have hinted at saying goodbye. However, most of what was going around had no real basis. Many people thought that the tiredness, weight gain, and emotional stress of getting ready to be a mother were just normal effects of being pregnant late. Even though rumors were spreading, no reliable news source mentioned anything scary. Not a single official comment was made about hospitalization, medical emergencies, or problems that could be life-threatening. Jessica hadn't said anything that made her seem in danger, and her friends and family kept quiet, focusing on the upcoming birth instead. In spite of this, the internet can often turn quiet into the stuff of mysteries. People began to guess about what was going on between Jessica and Ricky with every stop, every emotional post, and every tender moment. The media's interest in pregnant artists has always been tricky. When a famous artist keeps performing while people are expecting, it makes people wonder. Will the stress cause labor to start early? Should there not be so much physical demand? Can fame and such a delicate time in life go together? People naturally paid that much attention to Jessica's choice to act into her 9th month. It became simple for entertainment blogs to make up scary headlines based on small facts. Some people even asked if she should have ended the show earlier, even though Jessica had told her fans she was being closely watched. Kept an eye on and felt good enough to go on. There is no doubt that Jessica was racing even though she was 9 months pregnant. This is an amazing and inspiring act of dedication. What is still unknown, though, are the deeper meanings of some of the emotional posts Ricky made online. Fans thought that some of his posts about being ready for change and holding on to faith through hard times meant that he was in trouble. Some people saw them as signs of love and nervousness before the baby was born. The truth behind these interpretations is still unknown because neither of them has said anything official. At this point, it's only possible that Ricky's goodbye is a metaphor for ending one story and beginning a new one, or it could mean something more serious. Because of how strong these rumors are, certain things happen. Dealing with this storm while getting ready to be parents must be hard on Jessica and Ricky's emotions. A time that is already fragile can get even more stressful when people are always speculating. For fans, it's hard to tell the difference between genuine worry and intrusive interest. And Jessica herself finds it hard to find the right balance between being honest and protecting her privacy. She shares just enough to stay in touch with her audience, but not too much so that what really matters stays out of the way. Jessica and Ricky are about to start a new life together. What do they hope and fear the most about what's to come? Life plans and goals for the future. Jessica and Ricky are getting ready to have their first child, a girl named Eliana, who is due in the middle of October 25th. The name comes from the phrase, "God has answered," which shows how much faith and thanks they have shown throughout their trip. After months of excitement and highs, they are now looking forward to a new life full of songs, sleepless nights, and the beautiful chaos that comes with being a parent. Jessica's becoming a mother is more than just a new job, it's a dream come true. It's something she and Ricky have talked about. They want their girl to grow up with love, faith, and music. Jessica hopes that one day Eliana will hear her songs and understand not only the tune, but also the power behind them. As an escape from the noise and chaos of fame, the couple has said they want to make their home a place of happiness, peace, and security. Because Ricky has always liked being out of the attention, becoming a dad seems like the perfect job for him. Friends who are close to them have said that he is patient, kind, and very protective, the kind of partner who makes love grow even when life is unsure. Jessica still has big goals for her career, but she is more clear about them and self-aware about them now. She is now more sure of who she wants to be as an artist after years of playing in front of fans and critics all the time. Her goal is to make music that moves people, not just songs that get on the charts. Her return to America's Got Talent wasn't about getting famous again, it was about finding a reason to live again. She wants to write, act, and work with others on projects that show what she has learned, how she has grown, and what she believes. Now, every song she writes has signs of how she has changed as a person, her faith, and her path to becoming a mother. Jessica also knows how important her stage is. Many people looked up to her because she competed on AGT while she was heavily pregnant. Whether she wins or loses may not be as important to her now. She wants to show other women that they can be strong, artistic, and caring all at the same time. Her story should be a message of strength and hope, especially for artists who are having a hard time balancing work and home life. You can be sure that the road ahead will not be easy. Being a parent means having sleepless nights, making changes all the time, and taking on new responsibilities. Jessica will need to take care of her voice, which has always been her most valuable gift, and heal physically after giving birth. Keeping up with a hard job while taking care of a baby will test her patience and self-control. It will also be hard to keep her privacy in a world where everyone can see everything she does. After meeting by chance, they have come a long way. They now have dreams together and are excited to become parents. There are, however, costs that come with every new start. Their next act together will be shaped by love, desire, and maybe even loss. But there is still one question. How will their story continue to play out when they are not in the spotlight? Leave your ideas in the comments, and click on the screen cards to read interesting stories.